Fanboy, 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 fanboy. Batman Arkham Origins freaking sucks, man! I mean, this is easily the worst Batman game ever made. Now I'm taking a look at the scores, the aggregate reviews, the meta scores, and the fan user scores as well. It's a clean sweep across the board. This is one of the most pathetic superhero titles ever released. I mean, probably even worse than Superman 64, way back in the day. Arkham Origins. This is the end of the Batman saga. The so-called critically acclaimed, Batman video games from Rocksteady and all these games, right? All these titles, these little action-adventure style games, starting with, Arkham Asylum, and they had Arkham City, and now you got Arkham Origins, this crappy prequel. Totally unoriginal. It's a freaking prequel. It's going to be a weak version. If anything, I mean, this should have came out first, because it's the first in the story. It's the initial storyline. It's an even earlier setting. And it's not even... I mean, this is by WB Games Montreal. So, I mean, the whole Rocksteady thing is out of the equation, as far as I understand it. Taking a look at the meta scores and the user scores, this is poor. Absolutely poor rankings. Look at this. The game rankings, for example, 72% for the PS3, 72 again for the 360, and 72 for the PC, to varying levels of degree. Metacritic, PS3, 77, 360, 74, 75 on the PC. Destructoid gave it a 3.5 out of 10. A 3.5 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 6 out of 10. A 6. I mean, these are incredibly low scores. Even Eurogamer gave it a 7 out of 10, which is nowhere near 8.5, 8, even a 9, nowhere near the scores of the first two, definitely. I mean, let's talk about the problems of Arkham Origins. I mean, this was supposed to be a more incremental installment for the series, okay? But in reality, it's really irrelevant. It is absolutely routine. We've seen it before. It's too familiar. It's not original. And then you have the game world, which has too much distractions in the game, and it's just absolutely unwarranted. It feels too overbloated. Yeah, I mean, GameSpot said it was bigger just for the sake of being bigger, which I hate open world games like that. We all do. Games that have way too big of a scale just because they can do it. They make it seem large and expansive, but there's really not much you can do in the game. There's no goal. It feels way too empty. I mean, you take a look at other open world games like Minecraft and freaking Elder Scrolls, Fuel, these titles are garbage. And then, navigating around the city. Preventing grappling, slowing, or stopping travel. Exactly. It's too tedious. Traveling around, using your gadgets to travel is like... They make it so difficult. The combat system. Oh, talk about the crappiest combat system ever. You got the shock gloves, which was just completely destroys the balance difficulty of the game. It's way too difficult with the shock gloves. And it barely works. There's really not much else I can say about Arkham Origins. Alright, I mean, this game is a fail. The Batman series has gone downhill. We're seeing the death of Batman as far as game acclaim and all that stuff. The so-called quality is down. It's over. The boss battles, oh, it just kept getting worse. I mean, let me tell you, the boss fights are so lame and so stupid. They're not exciting. They're not impressive. They're not challenging. There's less characters. Not as many as before, and they're not even that popular. You know, they're not interesting. And probably the worst part about this game is the voice acting, the voice cast. I mean, my goodness. You know, the Joker, garbage. You know, I mean, it's not iconic. Not like it used to be. It changes too much. I mean, this is a terrible, craptacular superhero title. I think Batman, the franchise itself, it's tired. You know, it is worn out. Wore its welcome. You're taking a look at the 360 scores, for example. I mean, a 74 in Metascore, Metacritic. Even the fans certainly hate it. Do not buy this game, according to Emperor T. Ping. Don't buy it. It crashed on me a dozen times, and on 2 separate occasions corrupted my save file, so I have to start again. Gameplay-wise, it's just like Arkham City, but it becomes a little repetitive. There's no evolution from the previous game. The bugs are crippling. I give it a 0. Wow. Gave it a 0. I'm still looking at Destructoid with their 35 out of 100. Well, 3.5 out of 10. But, you know, the same effect. A 35%, basically. The only good in Origins comes from work already accomplished in previous games, with a whole lot of bad added in. It's contemptuously pissed all over what Rocksteady accomplished with the previous Arkham games, and basically, well, I don't want to say it because it's a curse word. But you guys know, something that comes out of somebody's backside, poopied on a soulless wreckage of a game. Wow. It totally pooped on it, man. I mean, this hack developer, this crappy company that... It's not even Rocksteady. So, I guess, R.I.P. Rocksteady, R.I.P. Batman. This is just like the Spider-Man series all over again, you know? Couple of great games at the beginning, and then they just fell off. So it's just like every other superhero game out there. If you want a good game, an excellent game that is always consistent, that gets better every time they release it, that is always improving and evolving, it's all about one franchise and one series only. Starts with a C. You guys know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. You should check out Call of Duty Ghosts. And what more can I say? Best graphics, best multiplayer, best DLC, best online. I mean, best storyline. I mean, if you want to play and feel like a real superhero, it's all about COD and COD Ghosts. I mean, if they ever made a movie franchise, a movie series directed by Christopher Nolan, Call of Duty would be like #1. You know, it would totally destroy Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins, all that crap, all that unrealistic garbage. You know, Heath Ledger and his crappy Joker performance would get demolished by a Call of Duty movie. You know, it would just get destroyed. That's it for this episode of Fanboy Reviews. And until next time, keep fanboying. Yeah!